Most of the B12 supplements and vitamins that are out there may literally be putting poison in your body. Literally, as in they have cyanide in them. I'm Thomas DeLauer with Purathrive Nutrition, and today I want to break down the two different kinds of vitamin B12 that you're going to find when you look on the shelf. But first, I have to give a brief synopsis of what vitamin B12 is. You've probably heard of it before. It's one of the B complexes, one of the B vitamins. And what it essentially is responsible for is generating red blood cells, helping to regulate your mood, helping to regulate energy levels, and of course, deliver oxygen to an area of the body that needs it. Obviously, a very critical thing. Now, when you look at vitamin B12, you're going to find two different variations generally. You're going to find something called cyanocobalamin, and then you're going to find another one called methylcobalamin. And it's extremely important that you hear me out on this so you understand what is poisoning you and what is not. You see, cyanocobalamin is common in multivitamins or most B12 supplements, and it's generally pretty cheap to make, but recent science is starting to show that it could be pretty dangerous. Now, the other kind is methylcobalamin, and methylcobalamin is naturally occurring and more bioavailable. Now, I'm going to explain in just a second what the actual chemical differences are so it makes sense. You know, when we actually get down to the chemical molecular structure, there's not a whole lot of a difference. The only difference is that methylcobalamin has a methyl group attached, which is just a carbon and a hydrogen, but that's too much information to even worry about right now. And cyanocobalamin has cyanide attached. Yes, you heard me right, cyanide, as in the kill pill, as in the pill that astronauts take if they know they're going to die, as in sheer poison. It has cyanide attached to it. Why aren't more people talking about this? Simply because it hasn't been common knowledge until now. It's cheap for supplement companies to make cyanocobalamin. You see, all it is that cyanide that's bound to B12 that allows it to deliver, and then the liver has to process it. But that's just the problem. Cyanide has zero use in the body, meaning that cyanocobalamin has very little use in the body too. So when the liver actually has to process the cyanide group away from the B12, even though you still get some of your B12, your body has to go through this whole detoxification process. You see, your liver has a finite number of what are called methyl groups. It only can use so many of these methyl groups. And when you take in vitamin B12 via cyanocobalamin, your liver uses up methyl groups to nullify the poison, basically taking energy from other detoxing mechanisms to focus on the B12. That means hangover effects, that means eating toxic foods, that means the toxins that are in the air. Our liver has to put those on standby so that it can process the poison cyanide. So you can see how that could be a serious issue and defeats the purpose of trying to get healthy in the first place. Then you have methylcobalamin. Methylcobalamin is already bioavailable. You see, it already has the methyl group attached to it. The methyl group that the liver has to convert cyanocobalamin to in the first place. Bioavailable, natural, and no toxic byproduct. So as we get to educate ourselves a little bit more, you'll see a little bit more in the way of methylcobalamin and less of cyanocobalamin. But it's still out there and it's still very prevalent. So you need to take ownership and make sure that you aren't the person that's taking the astronaut kill pill. Now, an added benefit to methylcobalamin is studies left and right are showing that the B12 stays active in the body significantly longer when extracted from a methylcobalamin versus the cyanide kill pill version, cyanocobalamin. So not only do we have the naturally healthier effects, we're getting a more sustained release and a more sustained effect of the B12 in the first place. That means more oxygen, that means better mood, and potentially better energy. So as always, make sure you check out Purathrive's B12, since Purathrive utilizes not only a liposomal delivery to make sure it's digested, but they use state-of-the-art methylcobalamin so that you're not getting the cyanide kill pill, you're getting the energy that you need from your B12. So check it out. Let's take a look at Purathrive, and I'll see you in the next page.